I'm not gonna.
Why?
Hey,
Goodness.
I'm insane. Do you guys know if there's any psychiatrists to confirm it?
Me. Hi.
Yeah.
Hey, I got
Why are
like,
you insane?
the judges told me I'm insane, so I need to get a, psych evaluation.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's all you, Pixie.
All right. Well, I can do that for you.
Okay. Well,
All
do
right.
I need to make an appointment or something?
I mean, you want to do it right now?
I'm fine. Whatever. What would an insane person do?
What would it not come to a
Um,
psychiatrist to find out if they're insane or not?
Okay. I'm not here. So how do we do this?
Do you want to be insane?
No. I just like to. No, I'm not insane. Well,
Okay.
I could be insane. An insane person might think that they're not insane because that's what insanity is, right?
I mean, if you want to be insane, I mean, I could do a little, lobotomy shit, scramble your brains up a
No.
bit, and then,
No,
Okay.
I don't want a lobotomy. The hat's enough.
All right.
It prevents the 5G or whatever insane people
You
say.
look like a Hershey's Kiss.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, kinda.
You look like a chocolate.
Yeah. That's insane. I mean, is chocolate insane?
No, because there's
Run!
people.
Ow! Save yourself. Help me.
What the?
Okay, listen, I don't run around the hospital with a fucking pumpkin, but
See?
I'm insane.
Yeah, you're. Well, we'll find out.
Sure. Okay, let's do it. If you want to do it, I'll do it.
All right. Let's go to the cafeteria because I don't have an office.
They don't give you an office?
No, I don't get jack shit.
So they've got a hospital with okay. Well, cafeteria works for me.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right.
Wait,
I'll
oh,
talk
I
to you
got it.
later.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Can you get
Oh,
more
let's go with
stuff
some interesting
back?
stuff.
Oh man.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, when I do this, am I meant to be me or should I act insane? I'm not sure what to do in this city.
I mean, that's up to you.
Okay.
Do you want people to think you're insane?
They already do.
They already think you're insane because.
I don't think they understand the basics of jurisdiction and law creation. So I'm insane.
So what led them to give me some examples?
You want to take a seat?
Yeah, go ahead. Go
I'll
ahead and
take
sit wherever you want to sit.
Well, it's a lot of food here. What would a psych? Oh, here we go. I'll sit here and it's good. Does this make you feel like you have an office?
No. It
Oh.
makes me feel like I'm in a cafeteria
Huh.
talking to a Hershey Kiss with some hamburgers and some orange juice. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Hey, I mean, I
Mixed cheese sauce.
can just move all these tables out, and just write on the wall at your office. Who's gonna say no? You ever watch Dr. House? He did shit like that. He was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
So examples of what they claim that makes you insane.
I don't know. You would have to ask them.
Okay. What do you think that it is that they?
I believe
That-
they have tried to portray me as insane to tarnish my reputation and the logic in which I ensue when I come to law and reading it after being in it for 15 years.
I know that you were arguing about what is it that you were trying to bring to light of your situation? Because I know you went to court. I've seen some of it. I've seen your twats.
Mm-hmm. So,
What are they
It's a pretty
arguing
simple
with?
process of what my argument is, and it might be easier for me to tell you well, it's not an argument, my way of perceiving law and creation. If a law is not written, does it exist?
No, it does not exist.
That's my agreement. So, the state is to say to a municipal government, which would be the Los Santos government as they were created, that you have the authority to do what you want out here. It is not going to be contested by us, but we will step in if we need to. And they don't make any laws to say they have law enforcement jurisdiction in Blaine County, then I don't believe they have jurisdiction in Blaine County.
And they got upset with that.
Well, they put me in jail for treason for 4 or 5 months or whatever. And, yeah. They also gave me joyriding because I was in a vehicle with a police officer. He had an aneurysm on a highway, so I rolled the police vehicle to the sheriff's office where he works at, and that was joyriding.
Okay, that's
I'm insane to think differently.
okay. Well, that can be argued with. I don't know the circumstances of all of that. I mean, I hear your side of the story, of course. Um, but that's not a insane act. That's not anything that would make you look crazy.
Right. I believe it would be a human act to move a vehicle in which would have police equipment, weapons, to the most secure place you could be at safely.
All right.
So I drove it to the
Um,
sheriff's office where there would be officers instead of leaving it on a highway where people drive 200 miles an hour. I'm insane.
okay. Well, did you take anything out of the police vehicle?
No, I got a call and I told him it was there and I was waiting there.
Who arrested you for that?
Sheriff Bones. He's the sheriff of. I actually don't know what he's the sheriff of. It says on his badge he's the sheriff of Blaine County, but when I look in the legislation and laws and constitution, there's nothing to say anybody actually has law enforcement jurisdiction there, and the state definitely hasn't said it. So I'm insane.
Okay. You know what is really great? I'm gonna just let me look at this real quick. I was looking through legislation,
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out, priorities of our lovely government.
Yes.
Um, I'm so glad we're protected from mimes.
Yes. That's. I believe gross negligence or something of the sort, which
Mime.
is a
Would you consider
constitutional
yourself a
failure.
mime?
No.
Okay, good. Because if you were a mime, then all of this would be, thrown out the window, and nobody gives a shit about you. So, but you are not a mime. I just want to make sure, clarify that.
No. I'm a
Okay.
ex state trooper of, I don't know, 15 years or something. That's insane. And knows nothing about jurisdiction.
That's I remember you from you were a trooper.
Mm-hmm. You think they ever considered why you would have state police back in the day if jurisdiction was just there?
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna be
know.
honest.
It hurts
When
to think about.
a lot of this stuff was happening, especially when like the adoption shit and all that stuff was going on. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, the legislation's passed. It definitely Strange. Hey, listen, can I give you a little analogy to see my viewpoint on this, to see if I'm insane?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So there's a apartment complex, right? It's called Sandy Andreas. There's it's funded by a government, Mr. Sandy Andreas. He owns the building, but he allows each room to be divided, or apartment, into sections. One of them's called Los Santos. DOJ is fucked in the head, and the other one is called Blaine County, the room, or something like that. Anyways, Mr. Mayor is like, hey, can I have a room? And they're like, yeah, you can have Los Santos County. I'll even write it here on the pay slip, and you can have it while you're in power. Do whatever you want. Make legislation. Make laws. In fact, since you're going to be the authority and the main authority, I'm going to give you authority to actually change this paper, and I'll just sign off on it automatically, since I'm technically Mr. What did I say? Sandy Andreas T, whatever the fuck I said.
Yeah. Sandy, yeah.
Yeah. So the guy's like, okay, that sounds cool. Man, I got a lot of power I could use. Like, I got examples, like I could just go live across there now if I wanted to, but as long as I wrote it down and put it in the computer documentation. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a friend over, and I'm going to tell him he can go shit in Blaine County toilet whenever he wants and not tell anybody. But nobody complains about it for months on months because nobody else lives there. But then somebody came in. He's wearing a tinfoil hat, a bear coat, and some orange shoes, and maybe some black pants. And he walks past Blaine County because for some reason they let him stay in Los Santos DOJ house, the piece of shit people house, in a separate room. And then he's like, hey, how come you guys are going to shit in Blaine County every day? That's a bit strange. Don't say nothing here over, on the papers from the Mr. Sandy Andreas. Why are you guys shitting over there? And they're like, you're insane, and throw me out the fucking window and I die. I meant that person out the window and he goes to jail. Who's the right and wrong people? And they say, who's the insane? Am I insane? Because I got...
I mean, that's not insane behavior.
Oh. Okay, so how about this? The Los Santos owner of the apartment thing that has all the power in the world to do whatever the fuck he wants on that level, he doesn't do it and just tells everybody that's like, hey, yeah, listen, guys, I could technically do that, but because I'm fucking actually brain dead and don't understand how a legislation would pass to make a law, I'm just going to imply it's there and feed it through the DOJ because I'm absolutely, fucking stupid. Not insane, actually just fucking stupid, and don't understand the basics of authority and how it's passed to and from a structure and down to a structure and how entities are separate while technically being named something similar. For instance, a state police officer doesn't have authority in every state avenue. A state park ranger, the same. While technically they're labeled as a state, they don't have authority everywhere. It's an underlying subordinate power to whoever runs that state entity. And, for instance, I could elaborate on that, but it's just going to get meaningless to a point. But they didn't write it down, but they believe it exists, the piece of paper. So technically, I guess they are insane if they believe the law exists, but it doesn't exist, and you've explained to them it doesn't exist just purely because the legislation hasn't existed, because they haven't got the powers from the authority of the state, since the state is multiple entities, which would pass down separate authorities based on which entity was sending it, due to their entity type. So because they don't understand this basic system of authority, I'm starting to get lost in this in Senate. I'm insane.
Oh, you're maybe a little obsessed, but not insane.
I mean, maybe it's
Passionate,
obsessive.
a little obsessive. You're very passionate about it. Like I said, I've seen your twats.
I
I've
am
heard some of the.
I am definitely obsessive in a way that is built by understanding and logic. If I believe the fact and know the fact, then I will say the fact until the uneducated become the educated, or I go to jail again. My morals
I have
aren't bound by the local municipal authorities. My morals are bound by what is right as a human.
God. I thought you were gonna say you were like a sovereign citizen or something.
No, no, no. I very much believe in the state authority and the
Because
America authority.
I would have kicked you in the nuts if you said that.
No, I just believe there's a big difference in, where you have a constitution that says you have the authority in Los Santos, but it doesn't say Blaine County. I just believe that if you were to give a group under your authority there, then they would then have jurisdiction there. But for some reason, it just is a complex
So,
theory to some.
so it says that Los Santos,
Mm-hmm.
not San Andreas.
Mm-hmm.
Los Santos is a city.
Right, but every
I
city
guess
has a boundary based on what would be,
right.
a
A
county
county, I
to an
guess you could.
extent as well. It ends at Route
Yeah, but
68 and always has. I explained that to them as well. So if you're to make a law enforcement, right, under your municipal government without any other legislation passed to imply any different power structure that's signed by the entity above you, then you don't have jurisdiction in another area. It doesn't make sense. That's like saying, so consider this, okay? The law enforcement, say America collapses entirely, everything is still technically there as a skeleton, so the states would be there. But that would be like somebody being authority of New York going over to Texas and starting to arrest people because they are a law enforcement agency in which can go around a state, not another state, their state. There's no difference if it's a state, a territory, a county, or whatever. Whenever you create an entity that is of authority, the entity in which it is created only gets authority in that area, unless it's written elsewhere. I believe that's why I'm insane, and they don't understand this, even though it's been explained multiple times. In fact, I used the analogy of the apartments, and even the prosecutor and the judge fell into the trap. Everybody understood what I said, but when they use it as two counties on a landmass involved in a state, for some reason, it's different, and I can't explain why, and neither can they. I think I'm insane. And honestly, if I'm not insane, I might just go insane because of stupidity.
I mean, you might drive yourself insane. Yes, I do not think that you are insane.
Well,
I understand what you're. I mean, like I said, if you want to, I mean, I can write it down on a piece of paper, going, "You batshit crazy,"
no,
but I don't think you are.
you can write
I
what
understand.
you believe is the truth. That's fine, but I will still make fun of them and imply that I am crazy until I go crazy. Just out of curiosity, um, if I'm right about this and there was an uprising, all the Sandy Shores came down and said, "You don't control us," and started fucking shooting them when they crossed the boundaries. Are those people insane as well? Or is it sane to stand up for your jurisdiction purpose based under the Constitution of the United States of America?
I don't see that as
A lot of
insane
people
behavior.
call them heroes, especially if they win.
Right. mean, you're passionate about a belief that you have that uh, is within some reason. I mean, I understand what you're getting at. I understand what they're trying to do, but they're doing it poorly.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the legislation has been written in a
So, let me give
strange
you
manner.
a very substantial mind blow in how fucking stupid these people are. If you were to read the PCP 2.0 legislation, it actually says the examples of power that we have and reserve, which implies that we haven't used them, but we have the power to, is to make law enforcement agencies in other areas. So they even know that they have the power to do it, but they just don't write it in the legislation to make the new law enforcement up there or the county be under their control.
Wait, they haven't?
No, it says that's what I said. And this is how they use it against me. They said because there's examples. Well, they didn't. I don't think they read the examples of the power, sadly. But it says under the examples of power they could use if they wanted to. Was one of them was to expand out of the city with other law enforcement officers across the island. And because he didn't realize it said examples of the power we could use, he just assumed that because they have the power to do something, then it's done. So, if that's to set precedent, that if you have the power to do something, you have done it, that means we're all going to be the president of the United States of America, according to them, because we have the power to become that.
So
I'm
I'm
insane
gonna
though, by the way, just so you know.
I'm going to dumb this down. So basically, you found loopholes and they're pissed off,
I don't think it's a loophole. I just think it's not a law.
or unfinished legislation.
Yeah, pretty much. It was all by chance. I wasn't gonna do anything with this, but that asshole put me in jail for joyriding for delivering his car. So I read through everything that is the law, passed over from the state, and they just didn't write any, laws up there for their own police jurisdictions to have authority there, and the state hasn't given any police jurisdiction there. So I'm confused why they would imply that they have jurisdiction there and not just fix it, and the problem will be gone.
Has it been rectified since?
No, the judge said to me that the reason they have jurisdiction there is because it says, as an example, in that example, like I said, the island. And then I asked, so the jurisdiction is the island? And he said, yes. And I said, so would that mean the bodies of water and the air is no longer in jurisdiction? And he got angry, and I yelled at him. Because an island mass is surrounded by water, it ain't the water. So they're just digging bigger holes in their own uh, legislation instead of just writing it, because generally the air and water would be, I believe, 24 miles out would still be enforceable off a coastline. And air is under the general understanding across all of America that there is airspace, with jurisdictions. So
Right. Well, I don't know what's determined for, after a certain amount of uh, I guess space from
height.
shore
Oh, from
would be
shore,
no, like from shore would be like, it
it goes into
turns into
international
international
waters.
waters. Yeah.
Yeah, about 24 miles or something like that.
And that hasn't been established.
Well, technically, it would be established that after the 24 miles, it'd be international, but I believe that water boundary before that would be either, I don't know myself, but it's probably either state or uh, national water. I'd assume it's just national. But that doesn't mean they can't get jurisdiction there. It's like a national park. So you make a federal
Yeah.
ranger for the authority there, but that doesn't mean they're of federal power. Yeah, buddy. Ask mama. Ask mama. Say mama,
Oh
please.
boy. And so I think this is this is what they did with you, right? They just threw you in jail and told you were crazy
Yeah.
because they didn't want to address the issues that you brought up.
Yeah. Well, I believe it says in the Constitution that the justices can pass presidents just whenever they want as the authority, and they just didn't do it. So, guess I guess we just watch and be insane. I think
I mean,
the biggest craziness in America and the world is the stupid people don't understand things, and they believe it is actually insane instead of just logical. I believe the water
any
might be poisoned.
I think this is your problem. See, this is the thing. Anything that seems logical in the state, people don't like. Logic does not exist here. So if you speak logic, of course, you'll be that what is that Chicken Little saying the sky is falling and you look crazy.
I have no idea, honestly.
You can't be logical in this state. It doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The funny thing is, every lawyer I've spoken to can, not 99% more in agreement of what I'm saying and understanding of that. Even some of the judges, the only people that have disagreed are the prosecutors and the people tied to the mayor and Crane. It's a small group of people that I believe also some of the judges are involved with purely because Crane runs the place. So
Right. Crane also put in, I think, legislation about 5150s and Parsons, and that is not a functional facility.
hmm.
I was never contacted, or anybody was contacted about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't surprise me. Well, listen, they also put me in jail for they don't know how long. They said you're going to. I was in jail 4 different times, I believe, and they just guessed how much time I had remaining and just put me in, hoping it was right without even checking. So it doesn't surprise me that
Oh.
they're very unorganized, uncaring, and hated by the majority of normal people.
Huh. Yeah, I was told I was going to be several times on call for you, the crazy one,
Oh,
the seafood
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, I was in jail for quite some time. I don't know why they didn't just tell you to go up there and talk to me. I would have talked to you and.
And nobody informed me. They
Oh,
said,
yeah.
are you available? Nobody calls me, even though,
Yeah.
they can email me too. I'm
It'd be
very accommodating.
it'd be interesting to hear the council put forward a legislation and enforce it by creating the entity and the authority of it instead of just hoping it works or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna go piss outside.
I mean, what does it say? Does it say who runs the mental
Um,
health?
I don't know what. I think it's mostly just assumed. I
Oh,
mean,
I wonder why it doesn't work. They didn't say we're going to elect somebody and put them in control of an entity that we've created under our authority. Wow, I'm insane.
I used to be in charge of that place. I mean, I've been doing psychiatric care in this fucking state for a very long time. So they
Mm-hmm.
just assumed, but nobody
That's
has
weird.
talked to me.
Why didn't they assume I was the state police then?
Use the washroom.
Yeah, in that something.
Yeah.
They assumed I had offices. They assumed I had a lot of stuff, and I said no, I have nothing. And they're like, "Oh." And then went about their day. And
No,
yeah, and
I'll
I'm
do
still
better.
doing
I'll do better.
my
I'll do
job
better. I'll do better.
because I
have been
actually,
doing better. It's just
enjoy doing
yo,
this.
little yo.
So I really don't need any of that shit. I
Does
started out that way.
does the place here make money?
No,
The hospital,
no,
is it
it's
like,
it's
you guys have a
Ronnie.
bank account or
Ronnie's
something?
the one who yelled at me the first time
Oh,
about it.
we do get paid. We can sign in
Absolutely.
Well, I
as
meant
therapists.
is there like a who run the general manager guy or something? Like, who's at the top of the chain here? Do
Oh,
they have like a state account or
no,
municipal?
we don't have a no.
Oh,
There's a board of directors. I'm on the board of directors for the hospital. It's Janetti, myself, and Derek Shaw.
okay.
And we don't have any state funds or anything. We don't have a bank account for the hospital. I
Interesting.
mean, at one point, the mayor got very mad at one of our attendings, who is the healthcare liaison, and then dropped our pay to $250 an hour just to punish her. It was fun. Great.
Sounds like
Loved it.
small dick energy.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I mean, if he's petty enough to do that, it makes sense why I went to jail for treason for absolutely no reason. It was his sane wife that was prosecuting me, while also writing the PC for all the charges and submitting the evidence for the police. But then she didn't turn up to the case, and I couldn't question her and anything that she wrote in the evidence. So I went to jail. So, listen. I see a lot of things happening in the docket. There's votes for impeachment and whatnot. So maybe in the next few weeks, if these assholes get pushed the fuck out, then somebody that is insane could care more about people than their wife and whatever shit they get in.
yeah, no, I agree.
Okay,
I think
well,
there's been a mismanagement of a lot of things that have been going on. So,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when the people that are meant to organize things are not really involved in anything. It gets like that. Fuck, listen, okay, I don't know if you want to ask me any more insanity questions. I'm totally open for it, but I sort of want to go see some judges and discuss things and get opinions. If I've been deemed not insane, that is.
is there anybody I'm supposed to report to about this? Because
Good luck.